Hi guys, I'm here to do a 3-bag reveal unboxing today, and the title of this video is Purple Power because apparently last week when I was on eBay I was obsessed with purple. I really love purple. This is a true fact. It's one of my favorite colors, but something came over me last week when I was looking at eBay and I just went crazy buying purple bags. And I don't know why, but it happened. So I want to share them all with you in one unboxing video since they're all purple. So of these 3 that I got, I have one that's awesome, total keeper, I love it. One that I'm questioning whether or not I like it as much as I thought I would. And the third one that's definitely going back because there's a saga surrounding it. So I'm going to start with the good news, and we'll work our way down to the bad news. So the good news is, curiosity killed the cat. I had to know if I would love an old style Samba satchel as much as I love the new style. And I saw this on eBay and it was a decent price, and this color just sung to me. I was like, that is a beautiful purple, and it truly is. Even in person, it is just gorgeous. And I love this bag. I love the color. It's vibrant without being obnoxious. I love just this like domed opening. It opens so wide. You can see I have all my stuff in it. I'm carrying this one today. And I love this outside pocket. And my phone fits in here. And I'm going to do a whole nother video on this bag compared to a new style Samba. But, I mean, the color alone is just brilliant. And I, for the life of me, cannot understand why, if Dooney has this color in their arsenal of Samba leather, they would not make this color in the new style satchel, because I would have bought like 5 of them. Seriously. This color is super awesome. Now, I will say one thing about this bag after carrying it today. It's heavy beast. I mean, I thought Florentine was heavy, but this really like thick leather is super heavy, especially once I put all my stuff in it. So it's definitely not one of those bags I want to carry when I know I'm going to be on my feet all day, but it's super pretty and I really like it. All right, so that was my good news. My so-so news is I bought this guy. So, when I saw this on eBay, I thought it was a small Brianna in the plum color, which is something that I've really been looking for, but I've been waiting for one at the right price. And this was the right price for me. So I contacted the seller and she let me buy it now rather than wait for the auction to end. But a couple days later I went back to look at the pictures and I realized it wasn't a small Brianna, it was a Jeanette. And so it's similar, but it's more like a square tote style than the Brianna, which has that closure that kind of cinches it together at the top. So after I realized that, I was like, I mean, I guess it's still pretty darn similar, and I'm sure I like it. But I was really thinking Brianna in my head. And I do like it. The color is really nice, a very deep plum color. And the size is perfect for me. I thought a regular size Brianna would be way too big for me, so I was really looking for a small, and this is pretty similar to the small size Brianna. These straps are a little bit funky, and I know people comment about this on these style bags. They're just a little bit bulky, so they do tend to fall off the shoulder a little bit. But I want to use it some more before I make a final decision about whether or not I like it. I think what is also throwing me off is like the shine factor plus how stiff it is. And you know, y'all, I've been using Sambas like almost exclusively lately, and so I'm just used to it just like smushing against my body, and this is like as far away from a Samba as you can get. It is structured, it is stiff, it is shiny, and I'm just not used to that anymore. So I might need to get myself reused to something like this. But you know what's so funny? And I was talking to some of my Dooney friends about this. I showed this bag to my husband. Okay, I showed this bag to my husband. And he's like, wow, that is so beautiful. What a wonderful purple color. I just love that. And then I showed him this bag and he was like, is that fake? Is that leather? I was like, that looks like plastic. I really dislike that bag. He's like, that's ugly. Why did you buy that? And so I started talking to some of my Dooney friends and I'm like, what? Why would my husband think this is ugly? I mean, it's pretty. It's a pretty bag. It's a gorgeous color. And so we all agreed that for some reason, our husbands don't understand like super structured leather like this, sienna stuff, or like Saffiano stuff. Like men, I'm not trying to make like a general comment about all men, but our men, our husbands, tend to like pebbled leather or Florentine, something that like really feels like real leather, and they just don't get this stuff. So I'd be interested to hear from you guys as my viewers if you have noticed anything similar with your significant others, if they also like when you carry these kind of more structured leather bags, or if men in general tend to prefer leather that looks and feels more like leather. My husband's always telling me, he's always like, why don't you get leather like just like natural, more like natural leather, like beat up like a cowboy. Like that's what he wants me to carry. He wants me to carry like a cowboy saddle when I like as a handbag. I don't know why, but that's what he's into. So I'm like, okay, good to know. But he does like my Samba bags because they really smell so good. They just smell like leather and they're so soft, and yeah, he likes those. Okay, so on to the bad news. So I have never owned a Longchamp before, and one of my friends really likes them, and we had talked about them a couple times, and she was like, this is the style you should get, the Le Pliage Neo, and it comes with like a crossbody strap, so it looked really cool, and I was like, maybe I should look into getting one of those. And it just so happened that day there was one on eBay, and it was a purple one. I think the color is technically called Bilberry, and the auction was ending that day, so I bid on it and I won. And the seller took a while to mail it, which is fine. I mean, life happens. And then yesterday it got here, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show on camera really what's wrong with it because it's so subtle, but you can see it in certain lighting. But let me show you how it came. So they shipped it in this. Yeah, it came in this like paper thin envelope. And then inside was the bag. And it has the dust bag in it, which doesn't look right compared to some of the other ones I've seen online, but like I said, I've never owned one of these before, so I really don't know. And it had the care card in it, but when I'd watched unboxings of these before, the care card was always inside the bag, inside the pocket, and this was just floating around in the plastic outside the actual bag. And I was like, yeah, this is in this plastic thing. And I was like, well, that's weird, but okay. So then I opened up the actual bag. And looks beautiful, right? Gorgeous, gorgeous color. I just adore this color. You know, purple power. But what's wrong with it is it has, I just don't know if you guys will be able to see. It has all of these like scratches in the nylon, and they're not creases. It's like actually scratched. And the back side too, like especially over here, gosh, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see. There's like this long scratch that runs down the side of the bag, and then there's a bunch of scratches here. And so I was like, ugh, well, that stinks. But then I really started looking closely at it. And once again, I've never had one of these before, but I'd done a ton of research about spotting a fake. And I'm pretty sure this is a fake, and it's a really good fake, but I'm 75% sure this is fake. And the reason I say that is the texture of this just looks a little off. It's a little bit too pronounced compared to the ones I've seen online. In addition, this is very hairy, and the ones I've seen online, this is kind of smooth. It doesn't have this like hairy, almost like a Muppet-like quality to it. In addition, the tag inside that says where it's made. I don't know if you'll be able to see this either. So you see where it says Paris? Really look at that. You see how that S is hanging off a little bit, and it has kind of like P-A-R-I, a little bit of a space, and then S. And that was one of the major things I've seen online for fake ones of these, is that the spacing on that word Paris, the letters aren't quite spaced right. Sometimes it'll be like P-A space R-I-S or something like that. So that kind of made me go, And then these handles are a little bit thick. The ones I've seen online are thinner and flatter than this. So anyways, long story short, I contacted the seller and I was like, hey, issue number 1, this bag has scratches on it. Not creases, like actual scratches in the nylon. 2, I'm pretty sure this is not authentic. Can you please provide proof of authenticity? And they just answered me like an hour ago. And they were like, so sorry about the scratches. And no, I cannot prove it's authentic, so feel free to return it. So I'm gonna return it. I mean, I paid $100 for this, which is a great price for a brand new one that's authentic and doesn't have issues, but I don't want to keep it in case it is a fake, and I don't want to flush $100 down the toilet. So I'm gonna send it back and try to look for another one, and maybe I just will skip eBay because I just know it's full of fake Longchamps of all different sizes, and I'm just not as familiar with them as I am Dooney, and I'm not as comfortable in my own knowledge of them to feel like I know what I'm doing. So I may try to purchase it from an outlet or something, or just give up, because I really don't want to buy a fake one. I'm super scared. So I'm hoping somebody out there who is watching this loves Longchamps, has had tons of them, can tell me if this looks authentic or if it seems kind of fishy, just so that I know for the future what I should look for. Alright, so that's my Purple Power story. Sorry to end on a sour note, but at least I got one awesome one. I love this thing. Seriously. I might look for more in this older style because I really love the outside pocket. But you'll see another video about this one. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and please feel free to leave comments or questions below, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.